All right, welcome back to the next Uncut Fanatics recording. We're super excited to have Adam Levin here. Adam, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, why don't you just give us a little bit about you and who Network Doctor is and how long you guys have been with Finn?
So, I'm Adam Levin. I've been with Network Doctor for about a year. I am the VCSO here. I think we've been with Finn, I think they had signed up right before I had started. Pretty happy.
Cool, awesome. Well, then we'll dive right in. Same thing as every other Uncut Fanatics. If you're new here, we ask the same five questions, and they can answer it however they would like. This is completely uncut, unedited, and you'll get the whole spiel. So, the first question we always start out with is, what challenges have you faced with Finn? Any issues with the platform, team, or service?
So, the main challenges I have with the Fin is that the wizard is not as clean as you would like. So, you're able to go through some of the stuff. Some of the options come up like when you click on other options, like when you do the personalization, technically you can turn on the welcome email at the same time. But if you turn it on at that point, you're unable to actually schedule the welcome message. And even when you go back later on, there seems to be some sort of bug. Last time I had a situation like that, I actually had to delete a client and like restart it and go through the steps in the proper order. One of the other things that would be nice to have is the only option you currently have when you're setting up the schedule is it gives you like how often do you want it to go out? Do you want it to go monthly, etc. And then afterwards you have to go in and say, okay, when do I really want to start it? What days of the like what day of the week? What like otherwise it defaults to the first Monday of the month. And sometimes if let's say you're setting this up 3 weeks into a month, you'll have a process where you have to go in and like edit it because otherwise they're not getting these emails for another it could be a month or two depending on when exactly it's being set up. So that's another thing.
Yeah,
And then the third thing, which it's probably
go
just
for it.
affects me, is when when you're going through and you set up all the users. So you have all the users. So usually I go through, clean up any duplicate service accounts, things like that. That's one off. I also go in and turn off all the groups. But when you want to go in and turn off all the groups, you have to do it in a manual process of going one by one. Like something that would be a little easier would be if there was a way to like just select all and sleep all in the startup because most of the time when you're sending out phishing emails you don't really want to send it to a group. You want to just send it to specific people because groups don't really give you the right analytics anyway. So
Yeah, no, that's great. Is there anything else that you want to share on that one?
and so what do you mean? So
Oh, for
right.
question one. If not, we'll move on, but I always want to just open the floor.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I think that's enough. I'm not sure you want to hear more.
We'll take anything. These are completely transparent. So we go from the perspective of there's no such thing as a perfect vendor, despite how every vendor positions themselves as being perfect. So we'd rather
Everyone,
people, yeah.
I always say everyone's great in the sales calls.
Yes, they are. Everyone's always perfect in the sales call. Cool. Well, we'll move on to question two. This one may be a little tough because it sounds like you joined after they made the decision. But question two is, why did you choose Finn over other options?
So I did join after they had made the decision, but I was involved afterwards. One of because they've worked with other vendors prior, like no before. I've worked with prior vendors, proof points, security awareness training that used to be Wombat. We've looked at other ones, but one of the main reasons we went with something like Fin is the set it and forget it option, which is, I mean, now if you look, no before has a lot more options in terms of you can set the campaigns to go continuous, which that used to be you had to go in and set a monthly campaign. Someone had to actually physically go set it. But right now, Fin was one of the better options in terms of you're able to go in, set it to be like your monthly, or it really is that whole set it and forget it type of thing where you don't have to actually manage it past the initial setup other than if you want to like change the initial questions or if like the number of employees changes and you want to just change some of those metrics. But for the most part, you're really usually sticking with what you set up on the initial.
Cool. Anything else on that question?
Nope.
Cool. Since your time at Finn, how does Finn make you and or your team's life easier? I think you somewhat answered it in question two, but yeah.
Yeah, I like to be efficient that way. You said it's normally 5, we're only going to do 3. Uh,
Exactly.
but I said it really is the set it and forget it. It's your other than the initial setup where I said there is some of those little intricacies that you have to like go through sometimes redoing some of that work, changing dates. We actually recently had a client reach out to us and say, "Oh, can we have this done at like let's say the 31st of every single month?" I looked through the settings. The answer was no. It can be like it can't even be like the last Thursday because if there are some months that have 5 weeks and not 4, so Fin itself only goes up to that 4 week. You have the same also type of thing with the whole bi-week. Like when you have the monthly, you're able to choose, send it out twice a month. But when you choose either the weekly or the quarterly, you're stuck with the one time a month. Sometimes people are like, oh, I want this to go out every 6 weeks instead of every, every month. And I know I'm answering questions for number one again, but,
That's fine. Yeah,
um,
no, this is,
but
you can answer however you want in this
yeah,
call.
but other than that, for the most part, you're really just setting it. You're able to know that going forward, it's going to go out. You get your monthly reports. So it really helps from a client's perspective. There's a lot of visibility into what's going on. They're able to, and you can make the reports as detailed as you want, or just for them to get that generic, basically like that one pager that just gives you the idea of this is how many people have taken the training. This is what your percentages are. Actually, I just realized there is one glitch, I think, on the reports that I've
Okay.
seen, and I should actually reach out. When it says the monthly, so when you look at how many people have done the training, there's usually 2 line items. It's how many people have done the training for this month, how many people have done the training for, and what percentage are you completed for this year. Those two numbers usually end up matching, and they really shouldn't
Okay.
because
Yeah.
the monthly and the yearly should be different. And I always see that at the beginning of the month, it always changes back to 0% for both. So I just
Got it.
thought of that now. But
Yeah.
like I said, for the most part, everyone seems to be pretty happy. People really like the fact that it's like really 5-minute videos. I think the longest one someone had is like a 15-minute, but it was mostly reading, which no one's really happy when they have to read
Exactly.
when it comes to training. Other than that, I think it's just really simple. You set it, forget it. You're able to like just go in. There's not really much tweaking that has to be done over the course of the thing, other than just if someone has where they add domains and now duplicate emails are coming in, or if someone merges like multiple tenants.
Cool. How would you describe your onboarding experience at Fin? It's question 4.
So you mean the original onboarding that I wasn't part of, or the onboarding of clients? Which one are we
Uh,
going with here?
you could, yeah, I guess since you did join after, you probably weren't a part of the onboarding experience originally, so you can take it as option B that you gave.
I mean, I think it's really going to be the same onboarding
Yeah.
process, whether it was internal. It's really just then showing the MSP portal versus the per client portal. But I said it was very simple. I think most setups are really take up to 5 to 10 minutes tops.
Cool.
Um, yeah, the only wish list I would have is if there was a way of merging. Like right now, you can migrate with Office 365. If there was a way of doing something similar with like Google instead of having to just upload a CSV or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff. That kind of bleeds into question 5.
Didn't I tell
What?
you? 3 questions. That's all I was giving you.
Hey, yeah, no, yeah, you're doing great right now. Question 5 is what features, updates, or changes are you excited about or looking for in Fin? I think you've hit a lot of these already, but is there anything else that I know we have a roadmap that we share and we're working on a lot of things that people have requested, but is there anything that you're excited about or looking for us to do in the future?
Other than everything I've mentioned prior, no, I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, that's all 5 of our questions. Is there anything else you want to add or throw out there before we wrap it up?
No, I think
Cool.
I covered everything I could.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Adam. We appreciate you coming on and giving us just your honest feedback. That's the whole point of what we're doing here, just getting transparent feedback from people who are using our platform and then sharing it with the world. So thank you so much for being a part of this, and I hope you have a great day.
No problem. Thank you so much. Have a great day.